OceanGate employees, experts, and witnesses testified just this week about the June 2023 Titan submersible implosion, giving the public new details into what really happened that led to the deaths of all 5 passengers on board. Here with us now is deep sea exploration expert and the founder of Underwater Forensic Investigators, Tom Maddox. Tom, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Of course. You were a member of a 2005 Titanic submarine expedition, not using the Titan. We want to make that very clear. At the time, however, you were aware of the potential risks. Do you recall what safety protocols were involved back then in '05?
Well, as a member of the 2005 expedition, this was an international expedition, included the U.S. State Department. It was basically between Russia and the United States. And the submarines, or the submersibles that we used were the Mir submersibles, which were proven submersibles. They were developed and designed in Russia by the P.P. Shirshov Institute of Science, and they had been tested and tried for many years with great success. So going in, we knew that there was a high probability of success as far as the equipment was concerned. But of course, when you're doing deep sea exploration, not unlike space exploration, there are many ifs. You never know exactly what can happen. The environment is a horrible environment to try and stay alive. We have to wear special suits, wear special protection equipment, have life support. So there's always a risk. And we know those risks going in. Whether you're an adventurer or a scientist, we know the risk going in, we accept that.
Mm-hmm. You know, this week we've heard those emotional testimonies regarding this accident last year. Let's take a look at that.
They were just very happy to go. And that's the memory I have. Nobody was really nervous.
I saw 5 people smiling, looking forward to their journey, excited. And we had wonderful weather. We had been waiting for a while for the wonderful weather. Everything was done on time. So it was, we were all excited.
What we learned, the sub was never fully vetted by the Coast Guard. We're now learning it did malfunction just days before that dive. Tom, why would it have gone ahead if that's the case, if they knew all the details?
Well, I can't really answer that question. I wasn't a member of that expedition or the team, and I'm not that familiar going in with OceanGate. Certainly, we know that there was a failure. We know that it was catastrophic. In many expeditions that there will be. And interestingly enough, in this Coast Guard investigation, we're hearing 2 different sides. I think it's important to realize that in a lot of cases, when you have adventures, whether it be astronauts or aquanauts, they accept those risks going in, and they're not necessarily expecting something to go wrong. Obviously,
Sure.
It's in the back of their mind, but they accept that risk.
Now, according to the Titan sub timeline, the Coast Guard was not notified until 8 hours after the sub lost contact with the surface. Looking at this with your experience, should the authorities have been notified sooner? Would that have made a difference here, Tom?
I don't know what it would have made a difference in this case. I don't know the particulars why there was a delay. Again, I think we have to realize that this investigation by the Coast Guard is exactly that. It seems to be a trial when we look at the pieces coming together. It's not really a legal trial, it's an investigation. So I think we'll have to wait until we see all the facts come out from both sides. We're already hearing conflicting testimony from the individuals. So I think we have to wait till the facts come out, and then that can be determined. And that's the purpose of the investigation, is moving forward. What can we do better? And as far as communications, I'm not sure why there was a delay. As far as would it made a difference, I don't believe so in this event. It was a catastrophic, instantaneous failure. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that there would have been anything as far as preserving life in this particular instance.
Well, thank you so much.
We didn't know that.
So thank you so much for sharing your insight, Tom Maddox. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.